Today I'm reviewing a raised bed. This one is kind of fun because it has a little shelf underneath it, and I don't really need it at my house now, but my sister-in-law has gotten into gardening quite a bit more recently, and she needs a little bit more space. So the first step is to put together the legs, and there's multiple different pieces there, so you need to make sure you do it in the right order. I put down my cross piece here, and then I'll do the leg itself. And then I'm going to put the little brace that's going to go across on there as well. And that's what you're going to feed your nut through, or not your nut, your bolt. And then we'll go right into the end of the long round piece that goes the length of it. And it's nice because it has that threading in the bottom. And it does come with a tool, but I feel like the DeWalt's a little bit faster. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. Through the brace, through the leg, through the side piece, getting it in that opposite end's the hardest. And then right into the piece that goes the length. And we'll screw that in. Then we'll cross over. Do our medium-sized screw through the top and that brace. We'll put our nut on. Tighten it up. They do have the little wrench that'll help for holding it. And then again, repeat on the other side. The last step for these legs is just to put the little ends in. You just have to push on those. This is actually a really easy piece to assemble. It might be nice if you have one other person with you. Penny, you want to grab that side just to kind of hold it up. You could do it without another person, but an extra set of hands is always nice. You might want to do this before tightening it down so you don't scratch it up. And then you put one of the medium-sized screws through. Which, good luck finding the other side of the hole there. There we go. It's time to put our bottom of the frame for the box portion in. You use the medium screws again. You just go in the corners. So you place all of your medium screws all the way through. Again, that bottom part of the hole is probably the hardest to get through. And then you put your nuts on the bottom and tighten everything up. Okay, so this is my only complaint. It's hard to get in here to tighten. The next step is to put on your corners, and those just go with the 3 holes connecting. You use your really tiny bolts to go in there, and you connect it to the tiny nuts on the other side. I want to call everything screws, evidently. So then it's just a matter of taking your end pieces and attaching them to the inside of those corners. There's a bit of shifting that needs to be done here, so just keep that in mind. See if I can let go now that I've got one bolt in. Okay, get that tightened up. And then on this side, you have to kind of shift it in some to make those holes line up. But once you do, I mean, this is actually a sturdy little unit. That's good. It should last her for a while. Then we just put the bottoms straight in. And it's kind of interesting because there's no bolts, nothing that holds those in. They just go right on the bottom. When you're putting them in, you just make sure that they overlap the one right next to them. That gives them added strength. It actually looks really good. At first when I saw that, I wasn't sure about the plan, but this is nice and sturdy. I like it. And then you just go ahead and take the little end covers and push them in. They do take a little bit of effort. Our final step is just to put on that shelf underneath, and it's just a little wire shelf. I don't know where the best place to put this clamp is. I do wish that there were more than one clamp, but I think as long as you pick a good spot kind of in the middle, you'll be fine. And it just goes right over it, clamps it on. Actually looks pretty good. The wire for the shelf itself doesn't seem super thick, so I probably wouldn't put anything heavy on that portion, but the top part feels nice and sturdy. Now all Penny has to do is fill this with her potting mix, and then she'll be ready to plant whatever she's gonna plant in it. She's thinking lettuce and herbs. I think that would be a great thing. So there's a lot of things that I really liked about this. I like how sturdy it is. I like how quickly it assembled. I like how it's elevated, so that like if you had back or knee problems, you'd still be able to work in the garden without having to deal with those issues. The downside is just that the instructions are a little sparse, so you have to be able to really kind of interpret them and figure it out. But despite that, you know, it really wasn't that bad. So all in all, this is a great buy for your money.